Hey guys, just georgemedia.com at the NoBook Cookbook. Today we're going to be making white bread. You need 1 cup of water to kick this puppy off. You're going to need 2 teaspoons of sugar and 2.5 tablespoons of yeast, or 1 packet. We're going to let this sit for about 15 to 20 minutes, feed that yeast, and get our sponge going. Our sponge is ready. We're going to need 5 cups of flour total, but we're going to add it like this. 1 cup of flour, mix. 1 cup of flour plus 2 beaten eggs, mix. 1 cup of flour, mix. Let rise, bench flour of 1 cup, and then an added extra cup on the top as we roll our dough out. Okay, cup number 1. Mix with a fork, don't over stir. Second cup of flour plus the 2 beaten eggs, and stir. And last cup of flour. We'll stir to a consistency, we'll cover and let rise. That rise time is going to be roughly an hour. That's the consistency we're looking for. In 1 sheet. In an hour, we'll be back. Alright, our dough is risen and ready. We're going to be oiling and flouring our pans. You need 1 tablespoon of both oil and flour per pan. Do not use butter. Butter will only burn the edges of your bread. Alright, our dough is ready, and here's how you prep your bench. You need 2 pieces of wax paper for easy cleanup, 1 cup of bench flour, 1 cup in the background to work in during the kneading, and oil your spatula for easy removal of your dough. And the kneading begins. We're going to roll it in the bench flour. And then notice how she uses the heel of her palms and tucks with her fingers. If you do this correctly, the tackiness should be removed from that dough. When we're done, we'll only have flour on our hands, no dough. And this is probably a 10-minute kneading process. The kneading process is going to take approximately 10 minutes with the bench flour and the additional cup that we have. Remember, never let it get tacky. We do not want it sticking to our fingers. We just want to make sure that we're soaking up all that flour and keeping a very silky consistency on the outside of that dough. Remember, the concept of this entire process of kneading is to consume every bit of flour, the additional cup in the background, and all of your bench flour. Just keep kneading until that has all been worked in nice and thoroughly. Okay, our first initial cup has been consumed of our bench flour, and then we re-flour our bench. Continue to roll, continue to knead. During the kneading process, there's going to be a point in time in which that dough no longer has flour on it, but it still is no longer tacky. That is the perfect and ready dough. We used about 4.5 cups. Notice that there is no flour on the top of that dough, yet it still does not stick to our hands. Now it's time to relax those glutens, and the best way to do that is give it a couple of good hard slaps. And just let it relax and let it rest. Alright, our dough, it's been about 10 minutes. It's nice and relaxed. It's perfect. It's not tacky in any way. We're ready to cut into 2 lobes and then stretch to the pan size and let rise just a little bit longer before the make. Grab your bench cutter or an oiled knife and right down the center. Same kneading process that you did before. Just a little bit of kneading and then stretch out to the shape and size of the pan. There you go. Keeping the bottom, the top, the top. Perfect. And we're going to let rise for about 30-45 minutes. Then we'll be ready. 350 degrees, preheated oven. Our bread has been risen. Gently pull off the cellophane covering if you did that. And into the oven at 375, preheated. This is going to be about a 45-minute to an hour cook time. You're just going to have to keep a real keen eye. Alright, we've set our 30-minute check time, and here's our 30-minute check time. Nice, firm, very hollow. It's exactly what we want. You know, we were expecting 45 minutes, and I think they're done. So we're going to go ahead and let them rest for about 2 minutes, pull them from the pans and let them rest another 20 minutes right before we cut into that beautiful first crispy bite. We've let our bread rest just a couple minutes, and now it's time to plop them right down on the cutting board. See how easy that came out? It's exactly what you're looking for. Do that one more time. Plop. Perfect. And just keep letting them rest. And we'll cut into them about 20 minutes or so.